Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching, whatever time you're listening. Welcome to Your Onion Podcast Show. Today we have a repeat guest, Mr. Omar Ashour. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So Omar, you've been setting up and running EButler. So you come in today to give us an update on where you are and how's it going, and tell us all about it, because you don't have to go to do the whole backstory because we had that last time. So if anyone's interested in hearing Omar's story, he has been on the show before, so just look him up on the previous show. So take it away, Omar.
Okay, great. So first of all, thank you again for having me. It's always a pleasure. Just a quick recap, right?
Yeah.
The first episode we talked about the first version of EButler, which was more dedicated for the desert. And it was a very interesting concept to provide barbecue packages, anything you need for when you go out on a desert excursion or any activity.
Well, tell people, as you're talking about EButler, just what EButler is.
So EButler is basically a service aggregator platform, right? It's an application that combines every kind of service that you might think of or need in one place. We only add quality vetted service providers, so you have the peace of mind and trust that whoever you see on EButler is the best of what they do. So the idea is now, we're going to a trend where every single type of thing has an app for it, right? I mean, no matter how crazy it is, you have an app for dry cleaning, you have an app for, let's say, maintenance, you have an app for car wash, and there's all other crazy ideas out there. What's the like a recent crazy one?
I think
there's a Chinese app for fake boyfriends, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, like a woman, like a girl that wants to impress her parents. She hires a boyfriend so she doesn't gets the pressure that she needs to get married. Something crazy. Yeah. Anyways, back to reality. I know.
Obviously, Omar's been on the app front.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't been offering your services, have you?
No. My wife would not allow that for sure. So basically, if you look at your phone, there's prime real estate on there, right? Nobody wants to download a gazillion phones.
No, a zillion apps.
Not a gazillion apps. Sorry, not phones. Sorry.
No, I don't like when I've got too many apps, and especially when you've got family. Parents can relate to this. When if the kids have got the same account as you, and then they download an app onto their iPad. It goes to everyone else's phone. So I look at my phone and I've got all these kids' games on it. It's just like delete. Yeah.
Exactly. So the idea, instead of having 30 different apps for 30 different services, why not have 150 types of services all in one roof? And that's what our app is.
Yeah, but you say that. But in Qatar, are there more apps coming up? Are people actually going down that road where there are apps available for different services?
Yes.
Because 5 years ago, it was really hard to find services, especially the ones that you're offering. But for them to actually now go down the road of apps, that's quite, moving forward quite quickly then.
That's a very interesting observation. And yes, there are many apps that are launching for specific services. But unfortunately, in this market, they won't survive.
Why?
Because the market size is too small, and adoption of an individual app, is very low. So actually, all these startups have such a steep hill to climb because they don't have leverage with whoever they're trying to bring on their platform, because they don't have users. So eventually, they fizzle out because they can't sustain anymore.
Interesting.
So the way we approached it is that, we have companies that want to work with us because they see the value of having a one-stop shop for any service you need.
Yeah, but you say, okay, they want to work with you, but you say you're offering quality services. Now, is there a lot of head scratching and basically investigating these service providers? And
absolutely.
Have you turned around and said, sorry, we don't feel you're up to it?
Yep.
And on the basis of what? Why? What makes you kind of the ideal judge in what they're actually servicing, because what you might...
That's such a loaded question. Okay.
Hey, I told you this interview was going to be
Yeah,
easy.
Okay, so there's a couple of factors that goes into it. Number one is that we're still growing, right? We're a startup that we want to be loyal to our initial companies. So we want any company that had signed up with us, we want to maximize the number of orders that they get. So we're not just going to add
Yeah, see,
anyone.
now you've gone away from the quality side. You're telling me that the ones that were willing to sign up for you, you're quite happy to.
No. As far as so yeah, let me explain that again.
Okay.
So at the beginning, we're approaching them.
Yes.
So we're only approaching the best companies.
Ah, okay.
So part of the selling part is that, hey, you're supporting us. We're going to support you as long as you can handle the volume of business that we bring you. Okay?
Yeah, but at the beginning, the volume wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is that, first of all, there's two layers. Number one, if we get a lot of freelancers, so that's an easy no.
Mm-hmm.
We don't add freelancers on the app. The second is that we get companies that are unknown. And actually, we don't say to them no. We tell them that we'll keep you on the record, and if we need to add more companies for a specific category, we will do our own due diligence, let's say.
Okay.
We'll have a mystery shopper, we'll test them on multiple occasions. We'll even have friends and family also test them out, and only then we will add them.
Okay.
But there are cases where we get approached by big names. So
Like
Mehdi. Mehdi's a big name.
Well, Mehdi was on our
Yes,
podcast before.
yes.
You had to
Mehdi-
throw Mehdi in there. So
Right? Yeah.
But
I mean,
what other-
they're amazing. They're doing great work. So they said they approached us and say, Omar, we think you have a unique, let's say, customer acquisition approach, and we want to work together.
yeah, but they're forward thinking. They're coming from a startup situation, and they're offering a unique service. So they can relate to what you're doing. What about other company names that are more on the traditional line of they're down the high street, or have they come on board? They don't have an app, or they don't have a website. Are there companies that have come to you?
Big names, no,
No.
but that you would know of. But we're always researching the market,
Yeah.
and some of the companies that we've seen and they had interest, and it's more like event planning companies. So we saw Geeks Express, would they do event planning for kids, which is a very interesting concept. So from that perspective, we were happy to see them approach us because they were on the list of people that we want to approach.
Well, who did you go to? Who did you when you've
So
been
big
knocking
names?
on doors? Yeah.
So big names, we have Presto being added on the app.
What do they do? What's Presto?
Presto, they're dry cleaners, laundry.
Okay.
They're in every single mall now.
Okay.
They have 2 shops in the Pearl. They're owned by Abu Isa Holding, Blue Salon
Oh, yes,
group. They're a Spanish franchise, and in my opinion, they're the best in Doha.
Really?
Yes, and I'm very happy to.
Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
No.
Yeah, but when you went,
I did all the work of going
well,
to them.
this is it. What was the reaction when you're knocking on doors? Did you get funny looks, or did you really have to? Because I know what it's like when you go out.
Yes, it's very hard
for the first time, and then you're offering something that isn't in the local market or what people are used to. I used to knock on doors trying to sell animation, and when selling is traditionally with a pamphlet or with an email, and then you come and say, look, animation is a way forward, and it can really explain your business. It's just like you get the funniest looks. And like with podcasts as well, that's another one that I've tried to sell in the past, and people went, what's a podcast? Now you're doing the same. You're knocking on doors.
Yes.
But this is your business that you're trying to sell. What was the reaction? What?
So first of all, you have, let's say, the initial 10 seconds almost. So you got to have that hook.
You have to have that hook.
So obviously, first of all, to cold call someone and try to get a meeting with whoever's in charge, as you know, is extremely difficult.
Absolutely.
Fortunately,
and were you doing
in my
the cold
network,
calling?
Sorry?
Were you doing the cold calling?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And do you like cold calling? Because that's something that I kind of hide away from.
So I mean, there's very few people in the world that like cold calling, let's say. I would say that I don't mind them anymore
Yeah.
because I like the challenge, and I've been able to hone my skills to get through. Plus, having a network it definitely helps. So I immediately sometimes get the contact of the person just right away. I call them. Fortunately, I have a good number. So
You have a good number?
like my phone number.
Oh, really? What's your phone
Yeah,
number? Oh, are you allowed to say that? No. Are you? Because then you
Let's
get
say
people...
it's 666 777, and I won't say the last two digits.
Oh.
So it's a good
nice number.
So I get answers, which is great as far as people
But
answering our call.
when people see the number, what are they expecting? Are they expecting royalty to?
I mean, at least let's say I think Qataris have let's say reputation of having those amazing numbers.
Yeah, no.
So maybe they think
I do see that popping up now and again where you can buy certain stylish numbers.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then your car.
How did you
also,
get that number? Did you?
I was
you go
lucky.
down?
I
Really?
didn't buy it. Yeah, it was actually it was an extra number from my father. 10 years ago, he gave it to me, and it was before the first digit doubled, so it was 66 777,
yeah.
and then the first.
Oh, then they added another six.
Then it became,
Wow.
and I get offers.
Really?
Yeah, 20,000,
Really?
15,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
So if you want Omar's number,
I can't. So valuable now, right?
absolutely keep it.
So when I cold call, usually I have to get through a layer of, let's say, secretaries or whoever is manning, let's say, that flow.
And
to
how
the
do you do
customer.
that? How do you get through that layer? Because it is hard.
So basically, my strategy now is to sell the value, right? So actually, the way I go through is that basically we say that we're an app, we're a platform, or we have customers that acquire your service. And in a way, we're not selling our service to them. We are a sales channel, and it's free to be on the app currently. So they don't pay a subscription fee. So in a way, we're just bringing them business.
Yeah, no.
So technically, we're not selling them anything, and we do have inquiries and sales for their service.
Yeah.
So in a way, they look at me. I'm making it to the point where they're looking at me like, oh, this person has 10 customers behind it.
Yeah.
At the start.
Yeah.
And then I get the meeting, and it's easy when I show them the
Okay,
app.
before you get to that meeting, do you have an Omar phone voice?
I know.
Hi, this is Omar.
Let me think. Let me just play it in my.
You do, don't you?
I guess I do. I guess
Yeah.
I do. I try to be very upbeat, personable.
Yeah.
With a sense of try to project that we are important as well. I think that's important.
Yeah.
And I guess my accent or my voice depends on the language I'm speaking. So my English voice is a bit different than my Arabic voice, I think.
Yeah, because you got quite a bassy
I
tone.
do?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's good for the
Absolutely.
good for the mic.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress. So you get through the firewall of the secretaries, and then you get through to the client, a potential client.
Yes.
And
then
do you kind of ask for a meeting, or do
yes,
you,
for sure. Some people would want a company profile, and we've honed our, let's say, email marketing pitch
Yeah.
to try to have it curious enough to request a meeting. And basically, we sell the vision of what EButler is going to become.
Yeah.
And the idea is we are a sales channel that, excuse me, that we're going to bring potentially a lot of orders. I mean, look at Carriage and Talabat. There are restaurants that don't have a single person coming in on a weekday, but they're still getting 20 orders.
Yeah.
a
No.
night.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we want to provide value to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we send a company profile, we get a meeting. Usually, we've had a very high success rate. Knock on wood. And that's because they see how good of a quality of an app we have. And I haven't done those kind of sales, let's say, calls or meetings until we were proud of our app.
Until it was ready, that you
Yes,
felt confident.
exactly. And when we developed the app, as soon as we showed them a demo, they were like, yeah, we can see why this app is going to be very successful.
Yeah.
And that's why we've had big companies say yes. I've had big companies tell me that, we get so many calls and so many meeting requests for people like you with an app, and we mostly say no. But for you, we're actually gonna look into it because they believe that people eventually would want to download only one app.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah.
I'm not an app fan. Having too many apps.
Exactly.
And I think people are moving that way. They want more simplistic, more simple, and they don't want a cluttered phone full of loads of apps.
Exactly. And we have every single service that you can think of. Test me right now. Just
something popped into my head, but I can't mention that on. Okay, what would new tires?
Yes, we have Pirelli that will actually
Will they come out?
Come to your house and change your tires fully.
Okay.
They also would come to wherever you are in Doha.
Yeah.
And not change your tire for you, like the spare tire. Fix your punctured tire on the street.
Really?
Yes. I had someone had let's say a car puncture in Al Sadd. They ordered through the app. Within 15 minutes, Pirelli was there, and they fixed them up.
Wow.
And he said that this is amazing. And it was for 100 riyals. He
Superb.
said, they saved me time. They saved me the trip again to a tire shop to fix my old tire and fix it all again. So
what about, there's a regular thing about, because of the heat, people's batteries dying. And that's always, have you got jump leads? You reach out to people around you. Have you got any jump leads? Or, where can I get a battery?
Exactly. Yeah.
So is there a service that I can call upon and they actually come and either get me started or replace my battery?
Your battery
as
well. Yep. Under roadside assistant, under the car services category.
Okay. So it is perfect for, obviously both sexes, but, women as well that, sometimes find themselves stranded and need...
I'm not making this up. Yet last night, there was a woman at 10:30 at night that needed her car tire changed.
Yeah.
Pirelli, it was late at night. They don't work at night.
Yeah.
So we actually found someone else to just come and
replace the tire. Yeah, but how'd you do that?
For
Are you? Yeah, but have you got people on the other end, or because it's an app? How does that work? How do you find?
Exactly. So what we're aiming to do is to give you that 10-star experience. We want to make you feel like $1 million. And that goes by having something that is scalable and also doing things that are not scalable. So to answer your question, you said that, how do you do that? Yeah. Basically, we have two apps. One is for the clients and one for the partners or the service providers. They receive the orders directly on that. Yeah. And they respond. We're away from it. However, we have an option for urgent booking, like the lady who did yesterday.
Oh, so that goes straight to you.
So when no one is available, we are always available.
Whatever time. Because this city doesn't sleep.
Yes.
Yes. Especially Arabic people love to be up late at night. I'm a very go to bed early type of person. But so do you get a lot of business during the...
Not after midnight. But we might get to the point where we have some of the roadside assistant 24/7 on there.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have someone for that yet. So we have a list of all the service providers, and then I call the company. Okay.
So it's you at the moment that does this.
No. At night it's me.
It is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I eat, breathe, sleep, EButler. Yeah. And that's because a customer of ours is always, and we're getting bigger, okay, but we're not big enough for me to hire someone to do the night shift.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, honestly. No. Just the frequency of it is not justifiable to hire someone.
Get there. Once this goes down,
exactly. Eventually, it will be warranted.
Well, that leads me on to my next question. How do you reach out to us, the public, apart from being on podcasts? How else do you promote the EButler app?
So you might have seen us on the elevators in the Pearl. So
No, I don't frequent the
the
Pearl.
new screens on
really?
the Pearl door elevator doors.
Yeah.
So we're on there. We do a lot of social media
But there's not many
advertisement.
people that live on the Pearl. It's quite.
Yes, but I mean, they are, let's say, our beachhead market as well.
Okay.
We're targeting them predominantly because we've seen that there's a gap in the market for the expat community per se.
Yeah. But they've got, the Pearl has got everything there anyway.
You would be surprised.
Really?
You would be surprised how many orders we get for maintenance, how many orders we get for appliance repair.
Really?
So we've kind of, established ourselves that we do the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Curtains hemming, like shortening curtains, appliance repair.
I suppose when you're on the Pearl, you're kind of away from, anyone that's probably living in Al Sadd has probably got all those kind of little shops available, tailors, etc.
And even you don't know who's good, actually.
No, it is trial and error.
Yeah, it is trial and error, exactly.
And I suppose, for someone like me who's been here for the last 14 years, we've got used to having to find stuff for ourselves.
Yes.
We've spent time going down, streets and knocking on doors and talking
or asking your friends.
Asking friends, yes. That was the normal way of finding out who people would recommend. But I suppose anyone coming in that is new, it's perfect because you haven't got that network of friends. So.
But even for you, someone who's been here for a while,
all right,
asking your friends.
Don't make it too,
No, but that's actually a good point
Yeah.
to highlight. We've had people order on the app because it's so convenient, and they can call the salon. Let's say we had a woman that knows the salon, is their customer, let's say, but she just wants to do it on the app because it literally will take under a minute for you to submit a booking request. Instead of calling, sending your location if you don't deal with them, saving the number on WhatsApp, finding out the schedule, all these things actually takes a long time. And even if you ask your friends, by the time someone gets back to you and finds the number, sometimes you have to remember who's the guy. You have to say curtains guy or you got to name them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So sometimes you don't even remember. And haggling your friends all the time is, let's say, not the perfect scenario.
It's all right. We've got 10 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering if I
person behind
messed up the mic.
showing her 10 fingers. She's not waving at you. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. So yeah, it's convenient for anyone who would want anything done instead of you trying to find. Let's say we've had people that want someone now. Maybe your guy is busy for the next 2 days.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
So, how's your journey been from starting this initiative? Where are you at now?
So we've developed the app in August. It was finished, and that's when I timed my resignation of my very comfortable, amazing,
how's that journey
cushiony job. It's been a challenge. The entrepreneurship journey is never easy.
No.
And if someone says that it's easy, they're liars.
No, that's why I'm fascinated because I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
So, and the relationship with the wife as well, is that that's an interesting one as well.
Of course. She's amazing. She's supporting me, and I've kind of set the tone. No, I told her, it's like, listen, give me a year, let me do this, and if it doesn't work, I can go back and get a job. So she said, okay, as long as we still, maintain a certain quality of lifestyle. It's like, I don't want you to be an entrepreneur from Abu Hamur, right?
Yeah.
living on the couch and all this stuff. We're not in Silicon Valley. We're not. So obviously I had to plan for that. And since August, we've been on the road, basically recruiting and, sales of adding only good service providers. And it's very difficult because a big company, it's hard to kind of get them on board. Sending the agreement, you have the legal looking over it, and then you have the operations giving us the flow, and then giving the training, and then saying, like, for example, Skin and Soul have like 6 locations. We're also in talks with Bounce Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
and they have 15 locations. So each one should have their own, let's say,
yeah.
admin panel that they receive orders on. So we only launched 6 weeks ago,
Wow.
and it's been amazing. We've had incredible growth, and part of the reason why we're growing is not only marketing, it's word of mouth. The experiences that our customers are getting is, when we hear, thank you so much, this is such an amazing service, I'm going to tell all my friends, we've done our job right. And
I know, and the word of mouth is very strong here,
Yes.
and having a business where you do get referrals is the best business that you can get, because that, you don't have to sell.
Yeah.
Someone's already done that for you with the experience that they've had. And it's amazing because you were on Doha Heat the other week, and Ifat was very skeptical until she actually tried one of the services. I think she had issues with her phone.
She had her phone screen broken.
Yeah, and someone came, and now
That's an amazing service by itself, by the way.
And now she won't stop talking about it.
Amazing. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
But it's great to see someone like that who's very skeptical and then try it, and then just see.
And that's why I work at 10:30 at night fulfilling customers, because when you make them happy, you're gaining an ambassador to your brand.
Yeah. But what's happened with the support, financial support? You've got, aren't you under?
Yes. So we're happy to announce.
You forgot about that, didn't you? You just said.
Yeah, I forgot. We were happy to announce that we're actually incubated with the Digital Incubation Center under MOTC.
Yeah.
We're also part of the Lean Acceleration Program with Cubic and QDB.
Oh, you can be on both, can you?
No, so we're incubated at DIC.
Okay.
The Lean Acceleration Program is just a program like probably 10 sessions.
Yeah.
And they just prime you to investors.
Yeah.
So currently at the moment, we haven't gone on the fundraising trail. So actually we just starting. So we're going to approach angel investors. I've had, let's say, a friend and family round. So that's the initial seed investment. But mostly it was me. I was self-financing it the whole way.
Yeah. Great. So what's coming up in the future? I suppose just keep going and...
What's coming up in the future?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I would say loyalty programs. For our best customers, we're gonna, from being a virtual butler to having a real butler available for you at any time of the day.
But that was when you first came on the podcast a while back. That's what your video was like. It was just like you had this personal butler just running around, jumping off balconies and stuff like that, which we thought was very amusing. But so that's the aim, is to...
Yes, we're kind of doing it now because we're not turning away any customers. So we've had customers ask us for very unique asks. So first of all, the barbecue thing, we do catering, right? And she asked, I have all the food. I want just a griller. Just a griller.
Like a chef or... Okay.
Yeah. I said, no problem. We can arrange that. Then she says, no. We want it to be a female griller only because it's a female event.
Okay.
I'm like, challenge accepted.
Yeah, yeah, but that must be nice. So you never know what's going to happen each day.
Yes. Yeah. They're difficult. Definitely not scalable. But if we dedicate enough people for our, let's say, most loyal customers, we're happy to offer them.
Yeah.
And we've had someone ask for, she owns a restaurant, she wants a cashier. We've helped her recruit that.
Yeah.
We have someone asking for a nanny that has an educational background, not a typical recruitment. So we're getting those kind of unique styles, unique asks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Superb. Well, thank you, Omar. That's our half an hour.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
It's brilliant. So the next time you come on, you should be at that stage where you're not doing the whole running around, and that you've got a whole team underneath you that,
yes,
and you'll have someone for the night shift as well.
For sure. My wife would be happy for that.
No, I know what it's like. Night shifts it's horrible.
Yeah, obviously, it's not like I'm staying up. It's just, if the phone rings, I'm here.
Right.
My voice would be maybe slightly
Even
deeper.
deeper.
Even
Hello.
deeper. Late night DJ voice.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Well, maybe that's something else you should offer. Thank you, Omar.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
And I look forward
Amazing.
to you coming in again and giving us an update.
For sure.
Not
Always a
give it
pleasure.
about 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Anytime.
Cool. Brilliant. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we wish you all the best. And we'll catch up with you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.